Last week, I was standing in my kitchen wondering if this was even a good idea. Don't laugh. Stop it. I feel like I'm wearing skin that doesn't quite fit yet. I felt sad. There's probably 30 text messages that I haven't responded to. And that's when I realized this wasn't exhaustion. It was. If you're building something at 40 something plus and wondering why it feels so much harder than it used to, this one's for you. Hi friend, I'm Cynthia Garcia. This is I'd Like to Thank Myself. So let me take you back to 7th grade for just a moment. We're going to time travel a little bit today. Just go with it. There I am, 12 years old, sitting in Mr. Jones' class in the Appalachian Mountains. Now, you have to understand where I'm from to understand this story. This is a place where dreaming big wasn't a thing. People didn't sit around talking about what they wanted to be. They talked about what they hoped they could get. A job that didn't kill you, a husband that didn't hit you, and a trailer that didn't leak when it rained. And that was the ceiling. Right? And nobody even knew it was a ceiling. As a matter of fact, we thought it was the sky. So Mr. Jones, bless his heart, decides that we're going to do this exercise about our futures. He's going around the room and he's asking everybody, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the answers, well, they're pretty much what you would expect. A nurse, a teacher, a couple of fellas said coal miner because that's what their daddies did and their daddies before them did. And one girl, Tammy, that was her name, she said she wanted to work at the Piggly Wiggly. And before you laugh, that was a legit dream where I'm from. Listen, the Piggly Wiggly had air conditioning and you got to wear a name tag and punch little buttons on a machine that made noises. People knew who you were. That was making it. So Mr. Jones gets around to me and he says, Cynthia, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I sit up all straight. I remember this. I sit up so straight. And I think they're going to be blown away by my shit. And I say with my whole heart, I say, a secretary. Don't laugh. Stop it. Linda, a secretary. I said that and I meant that shit. I did because here's the thing. Hear me out. I had seen secretaries on TV, and that's what they called them back in the day. I'm dating myself, I know. But on shows like Dallas and Dynasty, used to watch that with my mama, they looked important. They answered phones and they typed real fast and they wore skirts that matched their blazers. They had desks with their names on them and they seemed like they knew things, seemed like people liked them. And from where I was sitting, a girl who bathed in a creek, who wore clothes from the donation bin, who had bad skin and no money and a daddy that drank a lot. A secretary, again, what they called it, was the absolute pinnacle of what I could imagine for myself. I wasn't dreaming small. I was dreaming as big as I knew how. That was my ceiling. And I couldn't even see that it was a ceiling. All right, let's fast forward 36 years. That's a long time. I've now built multiple companies, made millions of dollars, been on TV, in magazines. I've worked with celebrities whose faces are on billboards. My face was on a billboard. I created things that didn't exist before I made them. And now, at 48, I'm starting over again. And I'm building a beauty company in an industry I've never been in, with stakes higher than they've ever been. And last week, I was standing in my kitchen wondering if this was even a good idea. So again, I'm standing there, just standing there, like a woman who definitely had a reason for being in the kitchen 5 seconds ago, but now has no fucking idea what it was. And I'm feeling so overwhelmed. There's a hiring decision that needs to happen today, like today. Somebody is sitting at home, refreshing their email, waiting to find out if things are about to change. On my phone, there's a text from Rain. She's at school and she says she doesn't feel well, but she's got a test and she doesn't want to miss it, right? If you've got a kid, you know. And I'm standing there thinking, okay, how can I rearrange my schedule? And also, is this real sick? Or is this, I didn't study and I'm hoping you'll rescue me sick? Like I genuinely cannot tell anymore. I used to be able to tell. When did I stop being able to tell? Anyways, also on my phone, there's probably 30 text messages that I haven't responded to. Some from last week one from somebody named Mike, and I have no idea who Mike is, like none. I've been staring at this text for 3 days trying to figure out if I should respond or just hope they reach out via email and they have a signature telling me who they are. Mike, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I still don't know who you are. I don't know. But I'm standing there. I look over at my fridge and it's got some champagne, obviously. It's got some cheese and some hope. And that's about it, right? Champagne, cheese, and hope. I got to get some groceries up in this house. I just remember that I forgot to pay the housekeeper again. And she's so sweet. She doesn't say anything, and I'm too scattered to remember. And this is just who we are now, apparently. I don't know. What else? Bogey, my cat, is on the counter, and he's giving me the look. You know the look, right? That I've been staring at you for 7 minutes, waiting for a treat, and you haven't noticed because you're standing in the middle of the kitchen like a broken robot, right? That look. So here I am trying to remember why I walked into this kitchen and feeling all of the feels and feeling so overwhelmed with a never-ending to-do list. And in that moment, in the silence of my kitchen with my cat judging me and Mike still texting, I thought, what am I doing? And is this even a good idea? I felt sad, which is weird because sad is not what I expected to feel. Now, I expected stressed or overwhelmed or annoyed. Who could I blame for this? Maybe a little, what the fuck is happening to my brain? But sad? Sad. And so I stood there for a second and I didn't try to fix it or push it away or numb it in some way. I just let myself feel it. And that's when I realized this wasn't exhaustion. It was grief. I know, grief. Like, what the fuck? That's what I thought. I was like, grief? But here's what nobody tells you about building something new at this age. You're not just building, you're burying someone at the same time. No, not my competitors. I know what you're thinking. Calm down, Brenda. I'm burying the old version of me. The hustler, the one who could outwork anybody in any room and thought that was something to be proud of. The one who ran on 4 hours of sleep and called it dedication and work ethic. The one who didn't need help ever from anyone, who could hold it all together with duct tape and delusion and sheer fucking willpower. She was amazing. She built everything I have, every dollar, every business, every opportunity. That woman got me here. But now I'm sad because I know she can't take me where I'm going. And letting her go, letting her die, that's hard. I liked her. I knew who she was. I knew what she did every day, how she operated, what her job description was. And I was really, really good at being her. But now, with this new business, I don't even know who I am yet. I don't know how to function as this new version of me, what I do, who I be on a day-to-day basis. I'm in what they call the messy middle. I'm burying and building at the same time, and it's physically uncomfortable. I feel like I'm wearing skin that doesn't quite fit yet. And so that's what I was feeling in the kitchen. Grief for who I used to be. And also, if I'm being really honest, fear of who I'm becoming and the weight of standing in the middle of both. So let me just say some things out loud, okay? Not to complain, not to have a pity party, just to acknowledge that it's real. Because I know a lot of us are walking around pretending that this shit is easy when it's not. And I don't want anybody thinking it's easy when it's not and feeling bad about yourself like somehow you're the only one who's going through this. No, I'm in it too. We're all in this together. And let me just say that building at 48 is not the same as building at 28. At 28, God, I was a machine. I could binge Gary Vee content all weekend and then grind until Monday morning without blinking. Was that healthy? Absolutely not. Was it sustainable? Still no. I burned out spectacularly, but I could do it. My brain cooperated. My brain stayed online even if my body didn't like it. But at 48, a couple of weeks ago, I found my phone in the fridge. The fridge. I don't even remember opening the fridge. I have no memory of putting my phone in there. I was looking for it for like 20 minutes. Finally, I was like, fuck it, maybe I should call it. Sounds like a good idea, right? So I call it and I finally hear it ringing from inside the refrigerator next to the hope. That's where we are now. That is the reality. Perimenopause is a whole thing, by the way. Man, nobody prepares you for this, do they? Not one single person. Nobody says, sit down. Hey, so right around 40, 45, your brain is going to start doing really weird shit. And you're just going to have to roll with it. Nobody does that. I mean, some days I wake up and I feel like I could conquer the entire world. I am sharp. I'm on my shit. I'm focused. I'm unstoppable. Try to tell me different. You can't. Other days, by 2 p.m., my brain has made like Elvis and left the building. Just gone. Bye, Cynthia. And the time thing, oh my God, the time thing. As I said, I have a teenager who needs things from me, right? School drop-offs and pickups, that's 2 hours round trip of my day. So my actual work window is about 9:30 to 2:30 on a good day. That's what I've got to build a brand new $100 million company. That's my goal, $100 million. And look, I want to be really clear with you. I wouldn't trade those hours with Rain for that $100 million. I wouldn't. I love our car conversations. I love the way she tells me all the things. We laugh. We talk about all the people. But she's only got like a few more years before she's off living her own life. And I want to be sitting here wishing I had that time with her. And my time to build is limited because of that. And that is just the truth. It just is what it is. And the stakes hit different now, don't they? Man, at 20, if I lost everything, I'd just find some roommates, whatever, right? I didn't have anything to lose because I had nothing to begin with. But at 48, there's a mortgage, private school tuition, cars, insurance, a whole team of humans who depend on me showing up and not being a complete fucking disaster because they need to get their paycheck. Every decision weighs heavier. And I feel like I've made about 16 million decisions in my life. Do you feel this? Like my brain is tired of being CEO of everything, CEO of my companies, the household, Rain's schedule, my own health, making sure the cats don't feel neglected. Okay, real quick before I forget, because you know how my brain is, I made something for you. It's called The Questions I Ask Myself Before Every Big Decision When My Brain is Tired of Being CEO of Everything. I know it's a long title, but the document is actually really short. It's the questions that I run every decision through when I can't think straight and the stakes are too high to fuck it up. It's great. It's 3 questions. I really think you're going to like it. The link is in the description. It's free. Go get it. Okay, let's get back to it. Then there's my looks. I know. This might ruffle some tail feathers. You can judge me. This is for me. You do you. For me, I want to look good. I am not going gently into that good night. And fighting the good fight isn't easy. In fact, it's really hard. It's also time consuming and it's expensive. Might as well just call it out. The workouts, the skincare, the sleep, you name it, right? Now I could probably let those things go, but I'm me and I'm not going to. So here we are. Now at this point, you might be thinking, damn, Cynthia, this sounds pretty shitty. Maybe I should just not start something at 40 plus. But hold on, because there is a flip side. There's so much that my 48-year-old self has that my 28-year-old self just didn't. And I wouldn't trade that in for anything. So let's talk about that, shall we? Because we've got to, let's just talk about both sides of it. At 28, I chased everything. I mean, every shiny object, every opportunity, everybody who might be able to help me out. I said yes to a lot of things that I should have said no to. I said yes to people I should have run from, let's be honest, because I was so scared of missing something. And so I grabbed at everything. And you know what that got me? Exhausted, burnt out, half as successful as I could have been if I picked a lane. So at 48, I get that now. And at 48, I know exactly what matters. My daughter, my family, my health, my money, my freedom. Everything else is just background noise. And my boundaries around those things, they are non-negotiable. You can ask anybody who knows me, and if they know me, they'll tell you I don't let anybody fuck with my boundaries. They are set. At 28, I was Googling how to every 5 minutes. I mean, I didn't know anything. I just pretended I did. It was like a fake it till you make it. That was my whole personality back in the day. But at 48, gosh, I know so much more. I have failed more than once, but I've also succeeded beyond what I could ever have imagined. I've burned it down and rebuilt it multiple times, sometimes overnight. I now know which fires are real and which ones burn out on their own if you just ignore them. That's what experience got me. At 28, I said yes to everything. Yes, I wanted so badly to please people. Yes, yes, yes. I said yes when I should have said no. What could possibly go wrong, right? Everything. Fucking everything could go wrong. And everything did. At 48, though, I say no regularly without explaining myself, without apologizing, without losing sleep. You see, I no longer give a single mouse fuck about pleasing everybody because I finally understand that I never will. So why even try, right? But here's the biggest one. At 28, I really didn't even know who I was. I thought I did, and I was very confident about it back in the day. But looking back, I was just a collection of other people's expectations wearing a blazer. At 48, I have rewritten my story so many times. I know exactly who I am, what I'm building, and who I'm building it for. And I know how I want to live while I'm doing it. And because of that clarity, I actually move faster now. Not because I'm grinding harder. I am definitely not, although I do work hard. But because I'm not wasting energy on shit that doesn't matter. At 28, I looked for permission. I wanted approval. I needed somebody to tell me I was doing it right. But at 48, I am the permission. I am the approval. Now, do I still have self-doubt? Of course. Oh my God, of course. Of course I do. It's like a little gremlin that lives in my brain and occasionally screams at me at 3 a.m. But I now have enough experience to look back at all the times I was terrified, all the times I made hard decisions anyway, all the times it worked out even when I was sure it wouldn't. And I trust myself because of that, because I have the receipts, because I know. So let's wrap this up. I don't have a pretty bow for this. I know, I'm sorry. I wish I did. But the truth is I'm still in it. I'm still in the messy middle, still burying and building at the same time. I just didn't want to pretend like it's easy or that it was the same as it was when I was younger. I wanted to say all this out loud. So maybe if you're in something hard right now too, you don't feel so alone. You don't feel like you should have it all figured out or that I have it all figured out or that anybody has it all figured out. We don't. And it's okay. You know, that 12-year-old girl in Mr. Jones's class who said she wanted to be a secretary, remember her? I think she'd be proud of me today. Not because I have all the answers. I don't. I found my phone in the fridge last week and I still don't know who Mike is. Okay. But I think she'd be really proud because I'm still here. I'm still betting on myself, still raising the ceiling. She thought a secretary was the sky. That was the biggest thing she could have imagined. And now I know that the ceiling isn't even fixed. You can lift it as high as you want, as many times as you want, even at 48, especially at 48. Because yeah, sometimes my brain leaves the buildings and the stakes are heavier and I'm grieving who I used to be while becoming who I'm supposed to be. But I'd rather be in this mess, building something new, feeling all of it, choosing my future self even when it's hard, than to get to the end of my life and look back and think, what if? What if? So if you're in the middle of something hard right now, if you're wondering if it's too late or if you're crazy for trying, you're not crazy. Well, I mean, you might be crazy. You're probably crazy for doing the thing, but I like me some crazy, so that's okay. You're just building. And building at this age, well, that's its own kind of brave. So a toast. Get your drink, raise a glass, do it with me, even if it feels silly. I'd like to thank myself for betting on me again at 48, for building when my brain is tired and my body has other plans, for letting go of who I used to be, even when she's the one that got me here, for grieving and building at the same time, for finding my phone in the fridge and still showing up day after day, for refusing to disappear when the world expected me to, and for choosing the harder path that leads to freedom every single time. So raise your glass to who we were, to who we are, and to the icons we're becoming. For that and so much more, I'd like to thank myself. Cheers. I'm Cynthia Garcia, and this is I'd Like to Thank Myself. If you enjoyed the show, subscribe, and I'll be back again next week with more stories I shouldn't be sharing.